Well, folks, on the line now, all the way from Canada, is Charissa. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I know we just spoke a little bit off about the new EP that's out. It's already out today. On the 25th of March, on the radio, we've sort of pre-recorded this, but on the YouTube channel, it's out today.
It's out everywhere today. I can't wait to just talk about it, and it's great to finally be able to talk about it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I got an email from your PR people and had a look and had a listen. I am really, really impressed. I have this, the way I test good music, right, is you can have all your gizmos, you can have all your gadgets, is goosebumps on the skin.
Yeah,
Do you have the same thing?
I get that too.
And I got it on your tracks. It was
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
and it's not just that because you're here and you've not bribed me to say that, but it is an absolutely amazing thing. And what I love about Canadian music per se, country music as well, is it's got its own vibe than
Yeah,
what's in the run of the mill out there.
yeah, and especially with this project too, I think Colin did such a wonderful job with not overproducing these songs. Like there's so much breathing room and time to really just take in the lyrics.
Yeah. And where did the inspiration come from writing those? Was it due to lockdown? Is it personal experiences or a mixture of everything?
It was a mixture of finding my partner, and I wrote Starlit Sky just before everything shut down. And that just sparked the rest of the songs for me, the vibe. And during the lockdown, I had a lot of time to just sit with everything. And I mean, he was my light through it all. Like, I don't know what I would have done had I not had him,
Yeah.
right? So I had a lot of time to just to write and feel those things, and really for me, like for the first time.
I've seen throughout the world, really, on country music, that during lockdown, people have thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, production, songwriting, promoting, setting their own studio up and just doing out, as they go, Zoom songwriting sessions. And although COVID, is still is a horrible thing, there's a lot of good music come out of that.
Yeah, there definitely has been. There's so much music coming out, even tomorrow and for the rest of March, and I'm excited to hear it all too, just as like a music lover and listener.
Yeah, and have you got a path to promote this? Are you going on the road, or are you doing like live sessions, or?
I have, yeah, I've been playing shows recently, and I have another one April 9th in Hamilton.
I'm going home then. I'm in Ontario next week, and I'm missing you by a day. Oh no!
Oh, well, maybe I'll have to come to the UK, or maybe next time you come to Toronto, I'll be playing somewhere.
I've already sussed out Rock and Horse Saloon.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I, I
that's
booked I booked a table next Friday.
amazing. Maybe I'll
Yeah,
have to come out.
I know. It's just one of those things. You just have to, I'm one of those people. Wherever I go in the world, I go Western wear and bars, you know. But yeah, I love Canada so much, and I've just been waiting for the COVID restrictions to go down, but also for your weather to warm up just slightly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You should have. Yeah, last night it was just pouring rain, cold, and
Oh,
hail.
oh, you shouldn't be saying that to me. No, no.
Well, I'm sure by next week the weather will be nice spring weather.
I know. I had a Zoom chat with an old colleague of mine who we used to work with. He emigrated over. It was Toronto, but he's in Winnipeg now. And we did a Zoom meeting and was just basically picking his brains about where to go and what's his advice. And I said, "What's the weather like then?" He just picked his camera up, went out the window, and there's about a foot of snow all over the place, or 2 foot of snow. And I said, "Oh, mate, are you going to be in Toronto? We can grab a coffee because I know he does some work in there." He went, "No, I'm going to Florida. It's too cold up here."
It honestly is. Like I just can't wait for the weather to warm up.
I know. So instead of packing shorts, we're packing thermals. But no, I mean, how did it all start for you though, Chris? I mean, what was that spark to make you drive to for a career in music?
remember, I've just always loved music, and it was always just a very natural thing for me. Like, no one in my family plays music, nothing like that. And I found a guitar in my grandpa's basement because he used to play some flamenco guitar.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just picked it up one day when around like 12 years old, and it just, something inside me just wanted to learn more and to play. And he had all these old guitar books, and he was so excited, obviously, to see like one of his granddaughters wants to play music. And from then on, I just continued with it, and my parents saw that I really loved it too. So whenever they could help, they signed me up for lessons and all of that. And I got to go to a lot of concerts growing up as well too. So that just continued to inspire me, and then realize, hey, like, I can do this as a career.
And did you work when you left school, or is it always been music, or did you have yourself a daytime job?
I did, yeah, to help pay for recordings too. I worked part-time, and yeah, like, it's just kind of always been there for me. And it's just been really great the last few years now, signing with Coalition Music, something I've been working towards for a really long time.
And is this the first record with Coalition?
It is, and it's
Ah.
my first record too.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of little singles and things like that, but I mean, as a collective, and what people have done, I've noticed certainly since lockdown, since 2020, is nobody's gone really full out on an EP. They've gone for a single EP, then album. And is that something that's going to be around the corner for you? Is an album, a full album?
Yeah, I would love to release a full album. That's definitely something that's a goal of mine.
I'm interested because, ladies and gentlemen on the radio, won't see this, but obviously on the YouTube you will. On the side there, is that a radio?
You know what? It's actually a radio, a record player, and a cassette player as well. But the cassette right now isn't working, so I have to actually figure out why it's not working. But my grandpa actually gave me this.
Wow. It just reminded me of an old one that my dad had. It was a valve transistor, but I couldn't really see. But yeah, they have the all, you got a USB for you can put everything on it, can't you? But I just had to ask them because it reminded me of this old radio that I had in my bedroom when I was a young boy growing up, and it had the valves, the old valve, and you don't make them like that anymore.
You know what? Like, that might be like another time for me, but yeah, this one too has the radio as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of
I just had to ask then. I thought
box.
It is, isn't it? It's just everything in one go, isn't it? Really, But obviously we talk about the CD and presently. But what's round the corner? Like we said, we've got obviously a tour, maybe in the offing. Would you go nationwide in Canada, or do you go down to Nashville?
I would love to go on tour. That's something I've always wanted to do, but I think for my first tour, I would probably keep it like Canadian, maybe go to the States. I mean, wherever will have me would be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, like you say, over in England, I think your music, well, I know your music would blend quite in. Here in the UK, there's a similar kind of vibe going on with British country music, and I've been very fortunate to work quite closely this last 6 to 8 months with the BCMA, the British Country Music Association. And I'm just in awe of the singer-songwriter levels that are out there now, of new people coming up, people who've been sort of like doing it 10 years, paying the dues. Well, as I said, since lockdown, they've just gone full at it. And when I listen to music like yourself and other artists in Canada as well, it's on a level par, I think.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I would love to come over there too.
You never know from that meeting that I said to you that I might have next week, that something might come out of that. That's something that I want to talk about.
Hope so.
Yeah. I am susceptible to bribery. No, I'm not. But one of I'm going to ask you the last question, and I ask this to everybody, and it's getting quite boring now for listeners, but I don't care. You've got a party going on, right? And it's a fire pit party in the back somewhere, you know, and you've got steaks, you've got vegan stuff going on, you've got, you know, vegetarian stuff going on. The guitar's being passed round and you're singing songs, beer and wine are flowing. But you're allowed to invite 6 people, past and present, who've inspired you. Who are those 6 and why?
That's so cool. So they can be from the past and
for that one night and one night only, you've got people around the fire that's inspired you.
Oh my goodness. I would invite Stevie Nicks for one.
Oh
yeah. Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Amy Winehouse, who's like a huge inspiration to me. Oh my God.
Cool.
Yeah, like you probably wouldn't think that's an artist that like I would listen to, but I loved her music.
Do you know why you've just said that? I can actually hear already. You've said Stevie Nicks, you said Amy Winehouse. I can hear little snippets within your music. Only little faint traces that you think that reminds me of something, you know, the way that vocab is. And I've got that a little bit in there, the soulness in there.
Like Amy Winehouse? Oh, that's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah, there is and again with your voice, with Stevie Nicks has got a very distinct voice, but at certain levels of your voice, there is definitely some of that in there. You know, that's why I'm saying, I'm not just saying it because you're here, because I have got goosebumps when I listen to it. But a record has got to really hit me sometimes, and I think to myself, it reminds, because obviously I've still got the original Rumours here, you know. I just love Fleetwood Mac. I love Stevie Nicks' solo stuff, you know, and Amy Winehouse as well, God bless her, you know, but Johnny Cash. So you've got another 3 others. I'm sorry I interjected there, but when you mentioned those people, I thought I had to mention it before I forget.
Okay, who else? Probably Phil Collins, because I think he's the coolest ever.
Cool. Got to have somebody on the drums in the background, haven't you, really?
Right?
Yeah.
And maybe Dolly Parton.
She's the most invited to a fire pit party since I've started doing this. Yeah. Pretty much everyone.
Well, yeah, I mean, you'd have to have Dolly there. And my last one.
Now, you've already said your partner is an inspiration to you. Now, I'm normally people just go, oh, my family, past and present. Yeah. I like what you've done, because obviously I'd say the families are given. These are actual nuggets of people of inspiration coming forward that's made you as an artist. Not I'd say made you as an artist, but inspired you, you know, along your path to where you are now. So yeah, one more.
Maybe Carole King.
Wow. Okay. Again, another soulful, you know, sassy kind of gal. Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
That's a very interesting mix of music there, but I listen to like all genres of music, and I just appreciate like good music.
I'd pay to go to that party. Yeah. You know, that's I could just imagine, you know, and but it's just one of those questions that sometimes when, you know, you don't have a great deal of time with interviews, you know, you don't want to go on for hours and hours. So I always ask that question. So straight away, I've already got a little bit of an insight into your music and the way you sing as well, because there are little snippets, maybe not Johnny Cash, because you don't go right down though, but but like say Stevie Nicks, you know, even Carole King as well, there's a soulful kind of, you know, vibe to your voice. Oh, that's really good. I really like that. That's good. It's different than, I mean, normally people go, oh yeah, Jesus Christ, Merle Haggard, Johnny. Yeah, that was one. What the best one, I mean, yours was an absolute cracking one, but for me as well, one of the ones I kept going, oh, I'd love to. Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Merle Haggard, Garth Brooks, Jesus Christ. I went, you'd want to go to that one. Especially with Willie Nelson. You know, can you imagine Jesus Christ outside? Yeah. Oh man. Living legend. But no, so it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. I wish you all the very best on your EP. It is a very, very good very, very good standalone, album or EP, mini album, as I like to call them, because there's what, 5 tracks on there, isn't there? 5.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
5 tracks. Yeah, like I think it's a great introduction, and I mean, one day I can't wait to release a full album as well too.
But before we go, how do people grab this music then? Obviously, Spotify website. Can you tell people about your website and
Yeah,
how?
our website, it's thisiscarissa.com, and all my socials as well is This Is Charissa.
Oh, brilliant! And I'll tag you in on some of the promos that we do for the show on that. But no, I wish you all the very, very best. Hopefully, you get a tour going on, and hopefully one day we meet. I'd love to see you live in person, because, like I said, it's made a big impression on me. Normally, it takes me a while, because when you get new artists, certainly to us, and you go, oh, I like that. I like that. You a few plays, but straight away I've got the goosebumps on. So that's always a good sign. It's either that or I'm coming down with it's either that or I've got a cold coming on.
No, you're okay.
And be loved. Maybe it's magic, some kind of lucky break.